Well, good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you all seem to be listening to this podcast. I just want to say I'm Dr. Cheryl C. Burks. I'm your Citizen Engagement Specialist. Normally I'm in here by myself, but today I have two wonderful special guests with me who are Spalding County employees,
Yes.
but they do a wonderful job in an area I don't think you know anything about. But I'm going to let them tell you about who they are and what they represent, and any way they kind of want to greet you right now. I'll start with you, Ms. Hausser. Tell us
Okay,
about you.
I'm Heather Hausser, and I am the new museum manager at Our Legacy Museum in Griffin, and I am excited to be here, coming from a background of education.
And to you, ma'am.
Good morning, good afternoon, good day, everyone. I'm Kelly Carmichael. I'm the Leisure Services Director for Spalding County. I've been with the county 29 years.
Wow.
And have seen so many wonderful changes, a growing community, and we serve with passion.
And you might be asking now, what in the world do they have to do with Cheryl Burks? It's called engagement, y'all. There are so many wonderful things happening in our community, and my job, as I tell you when I come on, is just to make sure that we have a connection between our community, our government, and the services that are provided. Now, you hear everything that might be a little bit negative, but today I want you to hear about some wonderful, awesome things that are coming from these two, I guess, arenas that people really don't know anything about.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start now with Our Legacy. Well, you know what? Back up before I say that. They would probably say Kelly, Leisure Services.
Yes.
29 years.
29 years.
In the 29 years you've been here, you said you've seen some changes, but what are
Yes.
those things that you've seen that's been like, whoa?
Oh my goodness. I would have to start by saying in 2013, we completed the most beautiful, amazing senior citizen center that has become a crown jewel in Spalding County. And many communities come to visit our community to find out how does that facility run and operate. It's a unique and amazing environment. It's very active and thriving and growing every day.
Wow.
Then building the aquatic center. People said it would never happen. It took years and years and years of commitment and labor and planning to build this amazing aquatic center that is now, and there's more news to come, but producing high quality swimming athletes, as well as helping people manage their personal health, as well as introducing children to water safety for the very first time. I mean, this is an amazing opportunity for Spalding County to serve its people in that way. And now Our Legacy Museum, and we've been working on this project for many years, and we're about to learn today where we are on this project, where we've been, where we are now, and what an exciting opportunity it is, and what kind of passion project this is for our community to bring history to life.
Wow. Now, so the reason I wanted to go back to that, because you said 29 years. 29
Yes.
years, that means that you've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yes.
But what we wanted to focus on today is all the good.
Yes.
Because one thing, and I'm going to give you your props in this, being somewhere for that long,
Mhm.
that means there's commitment,
Yes.
that's loyalty. That means that you have a person that has a long-range vision of where I've seen where we've come from, but I know what we've done, but I can see further of where we're going to go. And the two
Yes.
things that you mentioned, the aquatic center, but today is mainly about the Legacy Museum.
Yes.
I wanted to tie all of that in because sometimes people don't understand longevity, commitment, passion, ingenuity, and forward thinking create some beautiful things.
Yes.
And so in placing that, these wonderful entities under leisure services, I wanted folk to see the connection.
Yes.
And so having said that, Legacy Museum, Our Legacy Museum. Okay, Heather, tell me a little bit about what you see.
Well, I see a bright future there. I'm so excited. It was, and I didn't know this, and I taught in Griffin for several years, was a Rosenwald school.
Mm-hmm.
And Julius Rosenwald, back in the early 1900s with Booker T. Washington, they had a collaboration and did about 5,000 of these schools across the South. where he helped fund, and the community had to add fund to build the schools. And we have a Rosenwald school.
Wow, and I think that's a great connection because as a retired educator,
Yes.
you get to step back into the arena to help educate the public from an educational history that's tied to our, the civil rights, is tied to not just civil rights, that's just too close, but I want them to see the pattern, the procession, how education from today, education from the past, and in our Legacy Museum, you get to educate folk even further. Okay.
When I was a kid, going to college, I wanted to be a history major. And my dad told me, you're not going to make money. How are you going to make a living? So I became a teacher, and now I'm kind of excited that I've had my career and I get to go back and live history. And you can just feel the history in this building when you walk in. It's just got stories to tell.
Okay. Now, stories to tell. Now, first of all, tell us the location of this future museum. We know things are there now, but where is this particular edifice located?
It is located on 3rd Street. Used to be the old Fairmont High School. It's next to what's going to be the Fairmont Historic, what's the official name of it?
Well, it's Fairmont Heritage Park kind of anchors that corner. So there will be, the museum building is already finished. The renovation has been completed in preparation for the museum. And then there's some future projects right around the corner, so you want to stay tuned and keep that on your radar. The old gymnasium that's on the corner of 3rd and Jefferson, and then the other school classroom building right in front of it.
Okay.
So,
And it'll be nice to see the legacy of the Fairmont neighborhood continue with these new bright lights come into that area, I think, to restore that legacy there.
See, light and bright, not only brighten up the neighborhood, but brighten up the hearts, the mind, and the education of all that's in the community. So that's how, or how do you see that impacting that particular community specifically?
I think it gives it hope. I think it revitalizes it. You know, that was once the thriving neighborhood for African Americans in Spalding County, and I think it brings back life to that. And the Fairmont, the gym there, and that was used so much for community events and that we're returning it to its glory.
Okay, so it fits in within the vision that you all have for this museum, as well as the vision that we will have for that community.
yes.
So talk to me a little bit about the vision, in a sense, in connection with, I know maybe I'm sounding a little redundant, but I want them to get your heart, the community heart, and Spalding County's heart. What is the vision overall for this museum?
We have our official vision. My vision for what I personally want for this to be is a community center where the community feels comfortable to come in and share your stories with me. Say, oh, I remember, and you see pictures of your old classmates, or grandparents come in with their grandkids and tell them about it. I just want it to be a living, breathing part of that community.
Okay, awesome. Now I heard you talk about, go ahead, I was going to say
I'd like
storytelling.
to add to that because it began as a place of education. It will continue to be a space for education. Our goal is for every visitor, every age, coming into that space and be connected to history, connected to each other. And we want it to be where when they go through the exhibit spaces, they will learn so much about what happened here locally as it relates to what was going on nationally. And then by the time they leave, they will leave changed to see what can we do together. Look what partnerships and unity can do for a community and for a nation.
Wow, that is just amazing. So you mentioned like the exhibits. What types of exhibits would we see in there?
Well, we'll have some interactive for all ages, and just telling the stories. We have listening. We've been gathering oral histories, so we'll have listening centers where you can hear the voices of Spalding County, and you can hear them speak to you. And I've been listening to them, and Kelly has to tell me to leave. that I can't work late because I get so engrossed in it.
Yes.
So we want to tell that and let people hear those firsthand accounts of what happened.
Well, watching your eyes and seeing how your voice inflates, what you don't have to give the names, but some things that you've listened to, what's kind of touched your heart?
Oh, so many, and just the sacrifices and the determination of the people and the wanting to better Griffin and Spalding County, and it's just been, I just get memorized in them. They are fascinating.
Okay, there.
It's
Both of
an
y'all.
overcoming. I've listened to so many and been in the same room, and you cannot be the same person hearing those stories, those very personal things that happened
Yes.
right here in our community. And it is the determination, like you said, it's the passion for life, it's the passion for standing for what is right, and knowing that those people left an amazing legacy, that this generation is getting the fruits of that.
Wow.
And to know that each one of us has a role to play in that. We've got to carry it forward.
Carrying it forward.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. So I know that the both of you work directly with it, but is there a steering committee, or is there any other people that are involved with this?
We do have a steering committee. We meet monthly. They've been very beneficial. And one of the stories I listened to it after our steering committee meeting, and one of the members of our steering committee, it was his interview, and he talks about how he was out picketing the grocery stores, and a man just pulled a gun on him. And that just touched me because he had just been in our meeting, and I just felt like I was meeting a celebrity from the past, listening to him and having him be there in person and guiding us and steering us in the right direction. And another theme that comes out of all the oral histories, is the pride the students had at Fairmont and the pride they had in the community. And I think that goes back to Wes doing the park there will just go back to that, because there's just so much pride in that community.
Well, I'm a firm believer that you can't ever really map out a future if you don't know where you've been and what contributed to you getting where you are. So when you have the people sitting around the table who can also tell the story,
Yes.
and they tell it in a way that it connects with our heart, just imagine what's that going to do for young people.
Yes.
Because in the things that I've read about it, it's a place of education for current students, former students, residents, any supporters, anybody wanting to learn
Yes.
about the history, because you connect it back
Right.
to Spalding County. We know what's going on in the nation. We know everything that was going on at that time.
Yes.
But to make that connection
Yes.
to Spalding County and how it just shows that history and time, commitment and dedication can bring about some great
Yeah.
things.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Now, having said that, I'm going to shift a little bit. We know that our county commissioners are conducting a listening tour now.
Yes.
Pretty much, they are going around from different areas in the county, and they are speaking to the citizens. And we place listening at the legacy in the heart of all of that when we were scheduling these different listening sessions. But we want the people to understand that this listening at the legacy is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be the come in and bring your whole list of questions, and you're going to tell A, B, C, and D. Although you can have some questions you can ask the commissioners, and the county manager is going to be there. But tell them, Kelly, what's going to be different about this?
So at 10 o'clock is when we'll be starting. We are the recipients of a donated historical marker from the Jewish Society of Historic Preservation. And the marker is two-sided. It has this Rosenwald story and why he played a role in this collaboration with Booker T. Washington in building these schools. The other side is our story in a snippet on the other side. And so we will be revealing the marker
Okay.
and a dedication. And we've also invited Dorothy Cantor. She is directing a campaign, a nationwide campaign to create the Rosenwald National Park. She's coming to us from Chicago, and she's visited our site before.
Okay.
She's returning to be a part of this reveal and dedication of the marker. So this school, this place of education, this museum is going to be connected not only to other Rosenwald schools around the nation, but to that potential national park.
Oh, wow, that
Yes.
is amazing.
Yeah.
What else is going to be going on?
We also the commissioners are going to declare our Legacy Museum Day. So we'll have an event to celebrate every year as we recognize that day. We have some singers and some dramatic readings going on. Then we can take a tour of the museum and have some light refreshments. And then you can get to speak with your commissioners.
Oh, wow. It seems like an exciting day.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Oh, well, that's good. So I'm glad that I'm going to be a part of that, because one of the things I also knew you all did, and I read it in the history, you sold commemorative bricks.
We did sell commemorative bricks. The ones that we have sold are now lining the sidewalk. We have not reopened that, where we have people starting to ask for them again. But we want to progress a little bit further with the museum to assure the public confidence that yes, this museum is coming to fruition. I wanted to, before we go any further, I wanted to make sure that everyone understands and looks at this museum much like a construction project. If you watch the Aquatic Center being built, it was months and months of underground work happening. And we're all like, when is it going to come out of the ground? So building a museum is much like that. You have your committee work. You have your work with design teams, fabrication teams, the oral histories, the content. It took months to get any kind of content from the community. This history's been held close. So it's taken a lot of effort from our steering committee to gain the confidence and the trust of the community that yes, we are going to take care of your stories. We're going to take care of those donated items that you've entrusted us with. It's very important to us. It will be preserved and protected, and so this has been quite a journey. Where we are now is we're finalizing the last of our design work with Cooper Carey, and now we're getting ready to move into the fabrication. We're looking for less than a year with this fabrication company. We've had to revert, we've changed fabrication companies. This company, I'm telling you, high quality. We are not going to photocopiers and copying the stuff off. This is a high quality Atlanta-based design team and fabrication team. They do work for high level public museums and spaces that you visited, I know. And it's a privilege. It
Yes.
really is a privilege.
It's very exciting to see.
Well, that tells
Yeah.
me that quality is very,
Quality
very
is
Yes.
important.
huge.
Because if the citizens of Spalding County that were here during that time, their stories, they're entrusting
Yes.
Yes.
you to make sure not only is my story told well,
Yes.
but it's also in an area, in a place that they can feel proud of.
Right.
Absolutely.
To say that they don't mind coming in and say, that's my story, that's this.
Right.
Because when you walk into that museum,
Yeah.
you want them to have that
Yes.
aha moment.
Yes.
So, and I know that that's something that it's taken a while. And
Yeah.
sometimes when people don't understand, when you're beginning to take on that project, that's why I really wanted to mention the years
Yeah.
that it's taken, that you've been around and you're doing those things, that it's going to take that tenacity, that stick to itiveness,
Yes.
and then also to bring someone along who
Yes.
has the same vision, who
Yes.
has the same passion,
Absolutely.
who understands the importance of all of these things in our community.
Yeah.
So I'm telling y'all, I am so excited
Thank
that
you.
now when I see our legacy museum, not y'all's, but
Our
our Legacy
Legacy
Museum.
Museum.
And not the Legacy Museum, because there are many other ones, but this is ours. Spalding County is a place of home.
Yes.
It's a hometown feel.
Yes.
But we want to let people know that when they do the tourism, that this is a place that they need to
Yes.
stop.
Yes,
So we need to see how we can connect that so that when people are Googling, and I promise you, I've served on a lot of committees, and people Google what to do. And in Spalding, we want those things
Yes.
to
Pop
pop
up.
up.
Mhm.
So y'all, this has been great for me. Is there anything else you all want to share that we have not covered?
I'd just like to share the museum's number with folks in
Please.
case they have anything they'd like to donate. Come drop by and tell us your story. It's 770-228-4120, and we're there Monday through Friday.
Wow, so you're still looking for stories?
Right.
You're still looking for volunteers for any?
Volunteers, you know, there are some specific pictures that I'm looking for that we will go on our Facebook page and ask for. But yeah, we open door.
Okay, and then
Yes.
monetary financial donations, how are we,
We are equipped to accept donations.
okay?
And I want everyone to know too, this is gonna be a space that's going to stay fresh. Because what we've learned, and even your short time
Yes.
with us, Heather, you've learned that one story leads to another story, leads to another amazing story. We wanna tell it all,
Right.
but we don't have the space to tell it all. So these exhibits will need to be transformed after a period of time, and we'll have a capital campaign in place so that we can receive funds, preserve them for when we're ready to rotate exhibits.
Oh, wow, y'all, this
Yeah.
has just been so amazing.
It is.
Anything else, darling? 'Cause
No,
this
I
is
am
y'all's
just,
time.
this is just, it doesn't feel like a job. It's so much fun. It's great.
That's how I feel every day.
Yeah.
I see it coming
29
from someone,
years.
29 years, and you feel that way every
I
day.
still do.
And you don't look a day above 30, okay? You know? But y'all, this has just been our time. You know, this is In Spalding TV. I'm Dr. Cheryl C. Burks, your community engagement specialist. I want you all to feel so connected to your community. Not just connected, but proud and invested. So please join us again. We're going to have many, many more opportunities for you to learn about things happening in Spalding. But today, it was all about our Legacy Museum that you all hope you do come to Listening at the Legacy, which is on July 19th from 10 to 1:30.
Yes.
10 a.m. to 1:30, and we'll have a number of wonderful things for you to become involved in and partake of. And again, speak with our county commissioners and our county manager. You all have a wonderful spectacular Spalding Day. Thank y'all for joining us.